Aside from being a daughter, sister, student, and a part of LGBTQ plus community, I also contribute as a responsible and aware citizen. I exercise my rights and voice my opinions and back it with facts, especially about issues which concerns everyone and our country as a whole. Being one of the people to put an end to fake news and validate informations that I find in the internet, as well as campaigning for the right leader, this previous election is also one of my contributes. In addition, abiding the law while not being blinded by lies and abuse to power is also a part of being a Filipino who cares for the society that she and her family strives in. Leadership skills, empathy, courage as a leader. Having specific characteristics, being reliable, respectful, communicative, kind, confident, having a curious mind, and many more is extremely important. Thus, the process of being one pushes me to improve the grow every aspect of my capabilities to serve my fellow students better and effectively. I also became more empathetic through listening my peers, which result me building more meaningful relationships with them. Further, my courage has been set ablaze, brighter and bigger than in the past. For I and now have responsibility to not only stand and talk for myself, but for my fellow students as well. First, I start with myself. I got rid of my prejudice against anyone. Judging someone without enough prior knowledge about them is just irrational. Second, since we are in the digital age, I use my social medias to promote acceptance and get rid of sexism and homophobias in my social circle. Through this, I can also share to many people that I am safe space that they can be themselves around me. Debunking myth and common misconceptions about women and members of LGBTQ+ is also part of my attempt to develop the perception toward them. Improving the way media portrays women and LGBTQA+ is surely one of the greatest things that we can do at the moment. As we are all aware, many norms are now being broken through all forms of media. Nevertheless, this is kept in a bubble. Many kids still grow old as someone who gave prejudice against these social groups due to their upbringing, religion, and society that they lived on. Another way to address LGBTQA+ and women's concern is teaching sex education in schools and teaching the new generation how people are different in their own ways. The word individuality does exist. Lastly, people must know how to mind their own business and teach that to the succeeding generation. Unless someone is violating someone's right, no one have a right to judge nor say anything.
A few moments later.
Hi, my name is Aimee Michelle C. Lazaro. I'm 38 years old. I'm working as a training manager in one of the big network of schools here in the country. I've been connected to that company for almost 16 years now. So I'll be answering a few questions here. The first question, what have been your contribution to the society? So I'm a teacher by profession. So I've been involved in mostly in people development, in personnel development, not just for students, but also for teachers as well, and other mostly working professionals. I've been involved in as a volunteer also in our church. I have experience in hosting programs, in radio hosting also, in teaching groups of people. I've also volunteered as a teacher also for DepEd, reaching out to out-of-school youth children. So those are, I think, some of the most important contributions I've given or I've done for our nation, for the society. Next question, what have you learned from your experience as a leader? I'd like to emphasize on 2 points. First is about servant leadership. So it's very important that if you serve as a leader, you come from a good place of motivation. So you have principles that you hold on to, and you use those principles as you go about your duties, your responsibilities as a leader. So as a leader, you're a source of influence to other people. So you should be able to practice what you preach and walk the talk. So if you are speaking about respect or trust, so you must be able to show those attributes as well as a leader, and in how you engage with people. Kailangan nakikita din nila yung same characteristics in you. Okay? So, and then as a servant leader, you don't push people to work. Okay? You give them motivation. You motivate them. You lead the way for them to follow you. And it's very important yung principles mo as a leader, kasi you will be looked up to. You will be followed by those people around you. And then the next point na natutunan ko is about people empowerment. So it's very important that you really educate and teach the people, that you share to them your ideals, no, para sabay-sabay kayo as you move forward. Na hindi pwede kasing ikaw lang yung nagde-develop as a leader. It's also important that you're also able to develop them. And as you develop them, they also impact the society, their own families, their own communities. So mas maganda yung pag-move forward as far as development is concerned, no? When you empower the people around you. So that's very important. And empowerment, that means you trust them, you equip them with the skills that they need, not just to be better individuals, but also maipasa din nila. Eventually, sila na rin yung magiging next line of leaders after you. Okay? Third question, what approaches have you utilized for development of women? Yeah, as what I've mentioned, I focus on education. So I teach them, I educate them, I share my learnings to them. So it's very important that you be generous with what you know, no? Kasi some people, they tend to just keep to themselves kung ano man yung alam nila or kaya nilang gawin. But it's very important to share, so that yun yung ultimate measure of being a good leader or being a good teacher, that your students, the people around you, are also able to do more than what you can do yourself. Diba? Na-empower mo sila, na-equip mo sila to be better individuals, better leaders in the future. And then the last question, what needs to be done further to address women's concerns? So I believe here in the country, we have quite adequate legislation in place, legislation meaning laws in place to at least protect and make sure that women are cared for. Meron tayong laws like violence against women and children, meron tayong Magna Carta for women, meron tayong anti-sexual harassment laws, even not just at the national level, even at the LGUs, so yung mga ordinansa ng kanya-kanyang mga bayan at mga lungsod, meron tayo niyan. So I think it's just a matter of really implementing and executing well those laws. And siguro more importantly, yun nga, babalik ako dun sa core ng aking ng aking the service that I do, educating and teaching the people around you na merong existing na mga laws na to. And if we violate these laws, you will be you will have to suffer, or there are consequences, no? If you hurt women, if you hurt children, if you don't respect women, if you do things that they will feel na nahaharas sila, even at the companies, no, yung ating sa industries, no, meron na rin tayong mga laws niyan. So I think as far as laws, meron na yan. So it's just a matter of really informing people, educating them, and bigyan ng sample, no, yung mga nagvo-violate nitong mga existing laws na ito. So I think sa level na yun, at least we have that. The Philippine government has those laws. And sa personal level naman, I think very important yung information dissemination and really empowering women, especially yung mga hindi aware na may mga ganito palang batas na kailangang sinusunod ng mga tao. So that's it for me. Thank you for this opportunity of being able to share to you.